Taking a risk is always a gamble. You aren't quite sure of the outcome, but there are good ones and bad ones. Well, behind me is a risk that we're taking on right now. What is it? It's the site of our new government-sponsored convention center. The old one's like a block away, whatever. But here's another question though. Is it a risk worth taking? To find out more, I went to City Hall for a public hearing on this. It turns out that the convention center has been in planning for years, going way back to the city bylaw. However, the design of the whole thing had recently been changed, so council had to vote on whether to allow it. Naturally, people had some opinions about it.
There is not even one bygone cent of public benefit in this project.
Really provide something that would have an impact upon Halifax.
Going down this road will be a huge problem.
World-class development for the city and the province, the like of which has never been seen before.
The economic sense isn't there.
They'll drive culture and bring all Nova Scotians together to a destination.
I was the first speaker, I'm done now. Quick box.
We have to stick to the issue at hand.
The result? The design was approved in an overwhelming 14-to-1 vote by City Council. Truth be told, a lot of people aren't too happy about the convention center. Polls suggest that about 86% of residents think the money could have been spent better. And they have a point. The convention center comes with a $164 million price tag for the taxpayer. Personally, we don't mind the convention center. It's a lot better than what was there before. However, we do have a problem with the process behind it. You see, this redesign broke about 20 bylaws for the area. It violated rules for height, facade, and it would privatize Grafton Street. Now, this might come off as a bit radical, but I generally believe that laws should be respected. It took about 3 years of planning and public consultation through HRM by Design to produce the set of bylaws that we have for Halifax today. And it took a mere evening for council to overrule them. Here's one of the changes to the bylaw that were approved. So we have the municipal planning strategy for downtown Halifax and, oh, they added, with the exception of the publicly sponsored convention center. I mean, isn't that a bit lazy? Here are some rules that should apply to any development in downtown Halifax, but by the ways, they don't apply to this one development in particular. Perhaps the redesign really is better than what it was before, but it sets a bad precedent. Giving out exceptions to a few people is a really easy way to piss off everyone else. Let's get back to talking about risk though. Taking a risk is not necessarily a bad thing, but any smart person knows that you should have a limit before going into a gamble. All development comes with risk, and the bylaws of Halifax are theoretically there to make sure we don't screw ourselves over. They may not be perfect, but a lot more time and effort went into making them. So here's our message. Be bold, take risks, that's necessary, but know your limit and build within it. We're PLANifax. Outro please.
The grid is on, the grid is on, the grid is on.
So as you can see, the convention center is the lowest building in this area, so it kind of fits with the facade of the buildings here. Lots of cars.
Do what is said, do what is said, do what is said.